بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد سيد الخلق أجمعين. اللهم ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وارحمنا واهدنا واهد بنا وعافنا يا رب العالمين، واجعلنا يا ربنا من عبادك الصالحين. اللهم يا ربنا ارحمنا برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء، وأنت العزيز وأنت الكريم. اللهم يا ربنا أعزنا، اللهم ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وعافنا واعف عنا، وأنت الرحمن وأنت الرحيم. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, today we will be talking about Surah Al-An'am. Surah Al-An'am is one of the seven lengthy or the seven long surah in the Quran. We completed yesterday some of the highlights of Surah Al-Ma'idah, and we explained a few things in it here and there about the highlights of the surah and the greatness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing for us in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Today, inshallah, in Surah Al-An'am, we'll be also throwing some, we'll be shedding some highlights on the surah. As a beginning to describe the surah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was in Mecca, and Jibreel was there with him, and then he heard noise up in heaven. So he looked up and he said, there's a gate in heaven that opened that have never been opened before. And then he says, there is a surah has been revealed, has been brought down, has 70,000 angels, yahafun, they are coming guards with it. They come with the surah. And it was revealed, and Jibreel alayhi salam is praising the surah as it is. As long as the surah is very long, yet it was revealed all in one setting, in its entirety. And by the way, this is the very first surah here from the Quran from the beginning. It actually was revealed in Mecca. Was revealed in at night. The name An'am is for a specific subject, which is the subject of ni'mah or An'am. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the An'am. When we know the An'am in the Quran, when they are mentioned, we are talking about the animals who get to be slaughtered. There are actually eight pairs or four pairs. There are eight of them. We talk about camel, we talk about a cow, we talk about sheep, we talk about a goat, and they are the ones who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called in general, we call them an'am, as to the plural of ni'mah, So this surah, the subject of the surah is basically the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tawheed, in its entirety. All of it talks about the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and counters back the arguments of the disbelievers on one side, the atheists, as the one who don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all, and also the ones who make kufr with some of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the other side. This surah contains a lot of qul, say. Orders Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to say things. Say this, say that, counter this, counter that. And every 3 or 4 ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings in a subject, which is, he brings in wahuwa, and he's the one who does this, he's the one who does that, he's the one who brings in the night and the day, he's the one who does the different things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, describing himself of doing overall. Now, look at the subjects, how we go through them. Surah Al-Baqarah, we talked about the Iman and the few examples of the hypocrites, about the believers, about the disbelievers. Surah Al-Imran is to be fixated, to have sabr overall. Surah Al-Ma'idah, of the contracts, or you believers, there's no way from, in between there was Surah Al-Nisa, obviously. Surah Al-Nisa is the main building block of the community, the society, and then Surah Al-Ma'idah, the contracts, how to keep up with the contracts. And now we talk about a very important issue. Notice something very important. If you notice, the whole earth, everything that runs on the face of this earth, runs with the concepts of giving and returning. You give on one side and you return something on the other side.
Mm.
Something will be returned as to could be praise, could be gratitude, could be money, could be something. You notice that the whole earth is running in this concept. Look, a father, he's the one who gives his sons, he gives his family the sustenance, the food. He goes out, he works, he teaches, he does things. In return, the family, they have a gratitude. They show their gratitude by doing what? They thank him. They're always listening to him. They're always doing exactly what they want him to do. And when they get older, and when he's older, and uh, they are in a state of um, they are in a state of strength, and he's in a state of weakness, they get to return back what they have taken from him early on in life. Give and take. Look at a teacher. The teacher is teaching in the classroom. In return, he, well, as well as he's giving all everything he has from knowledge, from time, from energy, from all the things that he can give to his students. The students, they have to give him gratitude by listening to him, by doing exactly what he wants them to do, by obeying him, by doing different things, including sometimes what he's doing the work is that we pay him because he's doing the work. He's on a salary of some sort, right? You look at across the board, the whole earth runs on this concept, giving on one side and gratitude on the other side. This is how the earth runs. And who is the one who's truly the giver? Who's the ati? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gives. And we here on the face of this earth, we are the ones who return the gratitude to Him by form of shukr, by form of worship, form of ibadah, form of dhikr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specified it. He says, I don't need rizq from you. I don't want you to give me food. I don't want you to make things for me. All I want from you is for you to make ibadah, to show me your gratitude for all the things that I've given you. That's all what it is. And subhanAllah, it all points back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate aati, and this is one of his names. And one of his names also is Shakur. He's the one who is the most appreciative, who shows anything that you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show gratitude to, or shows the praise to what you do on the other side. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aati, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shakur. And what we do here on the face of this earth, we do minuscule, a little bit of ata, a little bit of giving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and some others from us here on the face of this earth, we show gratitude and give him back. In this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing this point of look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look what I have given you. Look what I am doing for you. Look how I've created heaven and earth for you. Look at everything that you have in yourself, in your body, in your life, in the earth. Everything that you have came from me. I'm the one who provided. I'm the one who gave you. I'm the one who is supplying you with all this. In return, you need to show gratitude. You need to show shukr. You need to show hamid. That's why the very first ayah in the Surah Al-An'am is Alhamdulillahi khaliqi samawati wal ardi ja'ili wa ja'ili dhulumati wal nur. Alhamdulillah. This is one of the 5 surah in the Quran that starts with Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah starts in 5 surah only in the Quran, starts in Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Kahf, in Surah, of course, Al-An'am, this one here, and Surah Saba, Surah Fatir. 5 surah starts with Alhamdulillah. And from the beginning of it, Alhamdulillah, we are making hamid. We are showing gratitude. We are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of who He is, what He is. The one who does what? He's the one who created heaven, who created earth, the one who made the nur, the light, and He made the zulumat, the darkness. And the darkness here could be understood as darknesses as from the darknesses of the eyes, or it could be the darknesses of the mind, from ignorance and on and on. And nur also could be explained as the revealer, from revealing of the the eyesight. You could see things with the eyesight with the nur, like a light, or it could be revealing knowledge in your mind, like the Quran. That could be nur, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is nuru samawati wal ard. He's the nur of heaven and earth. So you notice the surah is going through ayah after ayah, and all of it came in one block. All of it came in one shot. one time was revealed on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to counter all the claims of the disbelievers, to talk about their behavior, to describe to them of where they went wrong and how wrong they are, and of course describing to us what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. The nur, the heaven and earth, He created everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the next ayah number 2, وَهُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُم مِّن طِينٍ ثُمَّ قَضَى أَجَلًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you from mud, and then spend a little bit of time in between. وَأَجَلٌ مُّسَمَّى عِنْدَهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls the time in between. وَهُوَ اللَّهُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And He is Allah in heaven and earth. There's no Allah but Him. يَعْلَمُ سِرَّكُمْ وَجَهْرَكُمْ. He knows your secrets, and He knows your, what is known and what's not known. He knows your secrets, what is well announced. He knows everything. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تَكْسِبُونَ. He knows what you earn. وَمَا تَأْتِيهِم مِّنْ آيَةٍ مِّنْ آيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ إِلَّا كَانُوا عَنْهَا مُعْرِضِينَ. Every ayah that they see from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they turn away from it. They turn away from all these ayat, from all these signals. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says He's the one who, made this, He's the one who made that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of His ni'mah, He has sent for us the prophets and the messengers. And some of the people, what they say? And this is the ayah here, the ayah number 8. وَقَالُوا لَوْلَا أَنزَلَ عَلَيْهِ مَلَكٌ. Well, they said, these kuffar, what did they say? How about if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought upon him an angel to walk with him, to show and show us the ways here on the face of this earth? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the rest of the ayah, وَلَوْ أَنزَلْنَا مَلَكًا لَقُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ ثُمَّ لَا يُنظَرُونَ. They say, if we have brought an angel, it would have been done. There's no reason for testing anymore, because you already seen the facts, you already seen angels. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the next ayah here, He says, وَلَوْ جَعَلْنَاهُ مَلَكًا. And if we have brought Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the prophets, we have made him an angel, or we brought him to be an angel, we would have made him to look like a man. We would have dressed him to be dressed up like a man, like a person. And they have made fun. They have made fun of these prophets. They disobeyed, they denounced, they turned back, and on and on. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be steadfast with his message, to be strong, to have sabr on their, on whatever claims they have. And then you counter back with arguments. قُلْ لِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. To whom belongs what's everything in heaven and earth? Subhanallah, today you're driving by, you're walking by, you see a car, you see a bridge, you see a building. The very first thing that pops in your mind is like, who owns that? Who owns this car? Who owns this bridge? Who owns this building? Who owns this lot? Who owns this land? And subhanallah, the whole earth, who does it belong to? It has to belong to somebody. If somebody would claim that this land, this earth, or whatever, it belongs to nobody, nobody would believe you. Say, at least it belongs to a country, belongs to a government. But here, subhanallah, how they claim and they say the earth belongs to nobody. And one of the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He did here also in ayah number 12, كَتَبَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written it, made it mandatory upon Himself, the rahmah, to make it easy for people to live here on the face of this earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not Allah of anger, wrath, of the minute we make a mistake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or commit a sin, He will punish us, He will burn us, He will kill us. Not like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Rahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Rahman. We take advantage of His rahmah, we take advantage of His patience on us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the sabur. And one of the beautiful stories here is mentioned is the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And this is the ayah number 74. إِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آزَرَ أَتَتَّخِذُ أَصْنَامًا آلِهَةً. Ibrahim alayhi salam addresses his father. His father is a maker of idols. Is part of his vested interest for him to earn money from making idols and sell it to his people. So this is the argument that he made between Azar, which is his father, and his people. And he says, are you taking asnam, you're taking these statues, you're making them deities, you're worshipping them? He says, I am seeing you and with your people, inni araka wa qawmaka fi dalalin mubin. I'm seeing you in a complete going astray, complete misguidance. وكذلك, and look at this beautiful ayah, وكذلك نُرِي إبراهيم ملكوت السماوات والأرض. That's how we showed to Ibrahim alayhi salam the kingdom of heaven and earth, how is it run? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given him his rushd, give him his guidance from way before this encounter. وَلْيَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُوقِنِينَ, and he is from the one who truly have yaqeen, truly could see the facts in his heart with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَلَمَّا جَنَّ عَلَيْهِ اللَّيْلَ رَأَى كَوْكَبًا, when he was at night, he saw a star up in heaven. You know, say, قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي, he looked at the star and said, this is my Rabb. فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ, when the star went away, he looked up, he says, قَالَ لَا أُحِبُّ الْآفِلِينَ, I don't like the ones who disappear and go away. What kind of God is this? That will disappear, will come and go. And then فَلَمَّا رَأَى الْقَمَرَ بَازِغًا, when he saw the moon and his full moon, over, قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي, this is my Rabb. When the moon went away, قال لئن فلما أفل قال لئن لم يهديني ربي لأكونن من القوم الضالين. He says, he looked up, he says, Ya Allah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not guide me to where he is or who he is, I will be from the ones who is completely misguided. Then the moon went away and the sun came up, and he says, this is my Rabb, looking up into the sky, something big, something above, something huge, something powerful. And then he says, فَلَمَّا أَفَلَتْ, when he saw the sun went away, he looked up and he says, قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ إِنِّي بَرِيءٌ مِّمَّا تُشْرِكُونَ. He says, I am completely free of what you are making shirk with. This is not the way it could be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is different than all this. And then he made the dua, إِنِّي وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ حَنِيفًا وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. He says, I directed my face, my whole being to the one who created, who made heaven and earth, and I am Hanif. I'm always leaning, turning towards him. وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. I will never be mushrik. I'll never be one of those. And his people make him muhajjah. They are arguing with him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the knowledge and gave him the words for him to counter back their ignorance with his will. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him, and this is the way, this is ayah number 83, the end of the story. وَتِلْكَ حُجَّتُنَا آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ. This is our hujjah, this is our proof. We have given Ibrahim alayhi salam ala qawmihi, upon his people. نَرْفَعُ دَرَجَاتٍ مَّن نَشَاءُ. We raise people darajat, steps above others. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ حَكِيمٌ عَلِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all wise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all knowledgeable. Beautiful surah. Talk about ala illah. Talking about the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and countering back the evildoers, the bad doers who don't believe in him, who have no thanks in their hearts. They're not thankful of whatever they're given. And that is the biggest crime, is that for us to take and we don't return. We are not Muslims, true worshippers, the ones who take, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide us, and we show shukr, we show gratitude, we show thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the ones who are shakireen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us, inshallah, from the ones who are truly successful with our deen, with our lives, inshallah.